All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And I have a fun topic for today's video. Uh, basically, I'm gonna make the case why you should start considering collecting Japanese Pokemon cards. I don't think I need to kind of get into a spiel about how crazy everything is. While that's going on, we do have an alternative option for you guys, and that is to collect Japanese cards. And so I do want to preface that I am biased. I found myself collecting more Japanese than English, even during periods of time where Japanese was a little bit more popular. Like in 2023 in the summer, we saw the trainer or the female trainer boom. I guess they say waifus. Kind of weird. I don't want to get into that. But anyways, regardless, I collect Japanese, whether it's super popular or not. Right now, it's gained some steam lately. Some of the newer sets are starting to pick back up. But I want to show you guys some price differences, and I think this might be a lot more digestible for the average collector's wallet. So I'm going to start off with going through one of my favorite sets of all time. This is the first high class set that when I got back in, Shiny Star V had just came out. But a year later, once I got a little bit more experience, about a year in, this set called VMAX Climax came out. And when all the release started coming out, I was just like so captivated. It was such an amazing set. So obviously with high class sets, you have a lot of reprints of the commons, uncommons, and the regular Vs. In this era, we have EXs, but last era was the Vs. And so let me get into the secret rares. This is what I think most of us care about, although all the other stuff is pretty good too. So if you can see, a lot of these are very familiar. So this set was interestingly organized in one high class set in Japan, but then it was dispersed in English through. It was kind of spread out through the last block of the Sword Shield era, which made the trainer galleries. So these were spread out through Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, and Silver Tempest. I think none of them made it to Crown Zenith because Crown Zenith had its own thing. We'll get into that. But of course, I don't need to show you how awesome these artworks are. And even in the English, I think some of them are still kind of slept on, but that's another topic for another day, just to give you a heads up. So let's go ahead and scroll down. Yeah, really good stuff. I remember, fun fact, my first VMAX Climax box, I pulled this Mew VMAX Gold Secret Rare, and I also pulled what was it? Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, the Zero Aura V. So I got two Secret Rares in my first box. I was hooked. So, all right. So looking at some prices, I think PCG players starting to catch up with accuracy of the market. I think you can probably get it a little cheaper elsewhere, like on eBay, but we're just gonna go with this for now. As you can see, booster boxes are $135. At this point, I wouldn't buy it to rip, but I would still buy it just to stash away. I have one box. I didn't go crazy. I remember I bought my box for $50. Don't know why I didn't take advantage of that price. I should have bought more, but neither here or there. So we're here for the cards. So the biggest chase card is the Reds Pikachu VMAX. We have the Rayquaza VMAX, and so on and so forth. So looking at Umbreon and Sylveon in particular, we'll look at this Umbreon too. See these prices: about $42 for the VMAX. For the Umbreon V, it's about 20, 50, and then the Sylveon we have $32. So if you look on TCG Player at the trainer gallery for Brilliant Stars, which they got dispersed in here, it's a lot different story. Okay, so in Japan, those cards much better print quality. Although we did deal with some print line issues in VMAX Climax. However, if you pull like this one from, for example, from a Brilliant Stars booster box, it's probably going to be dinged a little bit. I'm just being real. English print quality isn't the best. So we have $80 here. We got the Umbreon V, about $46. Actually, the Sylveon V Max is not bad. Actually, this might be a buy in English. So this is 50 bucks. So as you can see, the price discrepancy is pretty substantial for some of the more popular cards. And I do want to say too, probably if you're looking strictly at investing, um, English probably does better with the modern stuff for modern. However, if we're like looking at just, the just the collectability, I mean, Japanese has so much to offer at much more affordable prices. So real quick, looking at the Astral Radiance. So these two cards were in Battle Regions, so they weren't in VMAX Climax. So I'm not gonna go into these ones. Uh, we got the Zacian V, $23. We got Galarian Moltres V. So okay, so let's take a look at the Galarian birds and let's take a look at how much they are in Japanese. As you see, we get lower and lower with the price scale, and we're gonna have to go to the second page. So look at what you can get for the price of this, and I feel like these are so slept on. Where are they? Okay, so we see the Zacian V in Japanese, $7. Galarian Moltres V, about $7. Where is Articuno is about $6, and where is the Zapdos? A little bit less than $5. So if you're looking just for the artwork, I mean, I feel like it's a no-brainer. Japanese card quality is better. If you want to grade these, probably gonna get a 10 most likely. Let's move on to Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. So as you can see, about $20 difference with the Pikachu VMAX. Let's take a look at the V. So the Pikachu V was, I gotta go back to the first page probably. All right, let me go back. Internet's kind of lagging. Sorry about that. 28 bucks for the Japanese version, and we have 48 from the English. So again, if you're looking just for the artwork, I'd recommend the Japanese from VMAX Climax. This Pikachu and this Gengar, they're from Dark Phantasma in Japanese, so they weren't in VMAX Climax. I think the Charizard, this artwork is comparable to Japanese, so there's no real discount here. But yeah, look at the gold. Let's take a look at the gold VMAX of the Mew and the Pikachu. So it should be over here. I think it might be even. No, a lot cheaper in English actually. So this is an example where the Japanese is more expensive than the English. So that's pretty cool. Lastly, let's take a look at the Silver Tempest one. So look at the trainer gallery for Silver Tempest. We have $77 for the Rayquaza. I always get stuck between saying Rayquaza. I always say Rayquaza, but I know in the show they pronounce it Rayquaza. But whatever, sue me, I guess, or not. Please don't. All right, so in Japanese, this is about 42 bucks, and in English, we're looking at a steep $78. Let me light in here. Actually, it's right here. Yeah, $77. So again, if you're looking at just simply the artwork, the collectability aspect, I would just go for Japanese. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cards from V-Star Universe. So this is the set that makes up the Galarian Gallery in English for Crown Zenith. So we got the Giratina V-Star. I am like, oh, I do want to mention that with VMAX Climax, I have the whole complete Secret Rare set, and I'm about 98% done according to Poke Collector with V-Star Universe. I still need the Pikachu and then the rest of the cards that come in that God Pack. And I think the only two trainers I need is the Irida and the Lassa Sparkle. But yeah, I should probably take advantage of them soon because we might see prices go up in the next year or so. So, but I have everything else. Gorgeous arts, gorgeous cards. As you can see, Crown Zenith is going crazy right now, and for good reason. I think Crown Zenith is one of the best English sets to come out in quite some time, especially for a holiday set. Phenomenal artwork. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to page one since we're probably more interested in the higher valued cards. So let's take a look at the gold deity cards. So in Japanese, we have 125 for Giratina. We got about 86 for Arceus, 60 for Dialga and 55 for Palkia. So how do they compare in English? So in English, the Giratina is about 200 bucks. Arceus is about 125, almost double. And then about $20 or about $30 more for the Palkia and about $20 more for the Dialga. So aside from the Arceus, it's not a big, oh, technically, yeah, this is $70 more. So basically for the Palkia and Dialga, not that big of a difference. In English, there is quite a steep jump for the English versions of Arceus and Giratina. Again, I would recommend the Japanese, but that's just me. Mewtwo V-Star is pretty expensive in English, but in Japanese, I believe it's a lot more affordable at $43. Um, yeah, and I think actually the V-Star for Charizard might be comparable to the promo, which is kind of surprising. Let's take a look at the evolutions in this set. We have Leafeon and Glaceon. And yeah, it's a little bit more expensive in English. But again, I highly recommend the Japanese, better quality in my opinion. And I feel like you can fill out a binder much quicker going this route. And so now I'm gonna bring to you the latest specialty set. I'm gonna kind of skip over Shiny Treasure and Paldea and Fates for today. I just don't have that much time to make a video today. But I do want to highlight the price discrepancies between Prismatic and Terrestrial Festival. And if any set I'm going to recommend Japanese, it's this counter set or counterpart. Terrestrial Festival compared to Prismatic Evolutions is just the divide is just so crazy. So this Umbreon just came out in English a couple months ago, and it's fetching around the same price as the Moonbreon from Evolving Skies. So in my opinion, I think both cards are like wildly overvalued. However, it makes more sense for the Moonbreon from Evolving Skies to be that expensive than this one. It's a great artwork. I love Umbreon, but $1,500 is just pure madness. What are we doing, guys? So if we really want the artwork, not too concerned about like maybe future value, because I think English cards are just in general more popular. It's a bigger market, more people are inclined to collect English, and there's less barriers to get. You can't walk into a Target or Walmart and buy Terrestrial Festival, but you can potentially find prismatic evolutions. Um, yeah, so this is 1520 in English. In Japanese, you can get it for 379. PSA 10, you can get a PSA. I think you can get two PSA 10s of this Japanese Moonbreon for about the price of one of these bad boys raw. So again, I guess it just depends on like what your goals are. If you're trying to like really flip, you're trying to like make that grading play and like make a ton of money, uh, English, but it's going to be a lot harder to do because of the print quality. And right now, you just can't get prismatic evolutions anywhere. So scrolling past the sealed products, look at Sylveon's at 470 over here in Japanese, 135. The Leafeon and the Espeon, they're a little over 400 a piece. In Japanese, you can easily get them for about 60 and $50. Yeah, guys. And then another comment I want to make about Japanese cards too, the texturing, in my opinion, is a lot better. Like the cards just look, I don't know. Like I said, I'm biased, but the cards are just chef's kiss, man. The texture, the hollow, it's gorgeous. And then the prices are gorgeous relative to the English. The English prices are just like god awfully ugly. I'm sorry. This Espeon's about $412 raw. And my first Terrestrial Fest booster box that I opened, I pulled the Espeon. I pulled this one and I graded it, and I think PSA 10s go for 120. So like you can literally get three PSA 10 of the Japanese versions for the cost of one of these raw. So I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. So all right. So two cards. There's two cards that I really, really want to emphasize the absurdity about the hype around Prismatic Evolutions. We have the Roaring Moon, market price at 297. However, as we go further down the list, we have this card for about $34. Okay. I bought this maybe in January, like around the time of release, actually, and I rarely do that. I usually wait for cards to die down, but I knew this card would go up because it was going to trail the English, and right now English is just out of control. And right now it's 34. It is still a buy, in my opinion. So you can get this for $34. Okay, so we're back. As I was saying, the Roaring Moon is $34 in Japanese. And let me be careful how I click it. And over here, this is 297 in English. You can get about nine or eight or nine of these in Japanese for the price of one of these in English. So pretty wild. With the Cerulege EX, we have it for 235 in English. And in Japanese, you can get it for about 26 bucks. So about eight or nine of these as well, you can get for one English copy of this card. So uh, pretty wild. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah. So guys, I really want to emphasize, you are more than welcome to, spend your money how it is, how you want, but just consider Japanese, especially for modern. You can get a lot of the great same cards for an even better, for a much better price. So I think maybe one kind of argument for somebody to make would be like, in that case, why don't you just collect Korean, Thai, or Chinese? I would recommend that too. So especially if you're just strictly collecting. So for me, I collect for, I enjoy it, but eventually one day I'm gonna become, an old man, hopefully. Uh, and I will want to sell my collection one day, or I want to hand it down to, my kids or my grandkids in the future, and I do want to maintain value. So I guess you can call me a long-term flipper in a way, but I think Japanese in particular, better quality than English, better texturing, just looks, it pops off the screen a little bit more, in my opinion. And it holds enough value to where it is, something that can appreciate really heavily in time. Um, so again, when I'm older, I want to let go of the collection either to donate to my kids or grandkids, or to sell it for to go towards my retirement or something. But for now, I'm just gonna enjoy Japanese cards. I still collect English, just not as hard. I'm slowly rebuilding my English collection. I have a lot of English WotC, but not English modern. So working on that. But anyways, guys, so I'm recording this on a Saturday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'm probably gonna upload this on Monday. So if you see this on Monday or after, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Um, if you haven't, if you like the content, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Hitmon_Mike, and we'll connect soon. All right, guys, have a great one and peace.